I love movies that feel like a fever dream. So many movies try to have tight narrative structures, proper story arcs, and some movies even over-explain their plots and spoon-feed their audience. While there is nothing wrong with that, it can get boring. The setup is always the same. Sometimes you want to be challenged by a film. And that's why I love David Lynch. I love it when films take risks narratively, and sometimes it's okay to be confused or left in the dark. We live in a throwaway society where we consume media and then forget about it. Sometimes it's nice to watch a movie that requires a little effort, one that you may have to stew on for a bit. And while it may not be as polished or as deep as a Lynch film, 1989's Nightwish definitely falls into this category. I do want to be transparent though, I'm not entirely sure that this thought-provoking confusion was entirely intentional. We'll get more into that later. Nightwish isn't always going to hold your hand. It's a beautiful film that has so many out there ideas, and it really swings for the fences. It's not afraid to take risks, and its intangible atmosphere is purposeful. It's a movie that you watch, and in the next morning you ask yourself, what did I watch last night? What did I experience? Nightwish is one of those fever dreams. And dreams are fitting, since the film revolves around them. Now, before we get into the review, I just want to say thank you real quick to Red Willow 79 for the recommendation. Yeah, the movie may have been recommended to me, but it wasn't like I went out and bought the darn thing. It had already been sitting on my shelf. 1989's Nightwish wastes no time getting to the good stuff. We're introduced to a lot of Dutch angles, rich colors, great framing, and wonderful blocking. The opening is beautiful, whimsical, and a tad nonsensical. We get a zombie chasing a lady in a red dress, and right before she meets her end, she wakes up in a sensory deprivation tank. And if you don't know, this is Elizabeth Keighton, and horror fans may recognize her from Friday the 13th, Part 7. And she is absolutely stunning in Nightwish 2. My God! So the beginning plot is about a research group that focuses on dreams. And this is our main cast. They use sensory deprivation tanks to elicit lucid dreams. They want to dream about their own death and then study it, but none of them can dream their own demise. The professor is a tad upset about this. Let me guess, if they die in the dream, they'll die in real life. Or maybe I just have too much Elm Street on my brain. After the credits, we then randomly cut to our research group traveling in a van. I guess they're going to some random ranch to do research about the paranormal, something about Earth's magnetic field, entities, and otherworldly beings, I guess? I don't understand. Aren't they supposed to be researching dreams? Like, the deprivation tanks aren't even mentioned again. Is this a dream? Well, I don't know. Now, I recognize our cast from the opening, except for this Duke Nukem looking guy. He's a jerk, and he's super thirsty for this one girl. He's just the driver, and he drops off the crew at the secluded ranch. Now, I've watched this movie, and then I watched it again with a commentary, and I still have no idea exactly what's going on, but basically, something bad happened in this ranch house, and they're trying to conjure it. At first, it's all a hoax planned by the professor, who was testing his students to ensure that they were ready, but it soon gets out of hand, and an awesomely goofy cartoon snake creature comes from the fire pit. I love this green lighting. It smacks so hard. Weird things are happening around the house, and apparently this evil presence will try to make everyone paranoid and turn against their friends. They can't trust what they see, and they can't trust one another. After another attempt to conjure the darkness, the professor loses his crap. He handcuffs everyone to the wall, and when the experiment goes haywire, all the students want out of the program. Well, he doesn't like this very much, and he literally stabs one student. A random assistant named Stanley, who we've never seen before, comes to dispose of the body and to cause chaos among the students. The students find out that there may be evil, alien parasites feasting on the living, and the professor? Well, he may be one of those creatures. Who can you trust? What is real? Will they survive? Or are things worse than you can even imagine? Find out in Nightwish. Nightwish is a wild ride, and I didn't really know what was going on for most of it, but that didn't stop my enjoyment of it. It's so my cup of tea. It's a bit strange, it's out there, but it's so pretty and well executed in some areas. While it's not a masterpiece, there are a lot of positives. It's a beautiful looking film, and cinematography is one of the highlights. Like, check out this one shot. Looks like a split diopter shot, but maybe on second look it might be composited. Either way, it looks awesome and is super well done. The lighting and colors really pop. It's hyper stylized at times and maybe takes too many risks with how many Dutch angles it throws out there, but I think it makes it look unique and it works with the dream elements. I need to mention the smorgasbord of special effects. We get some great gnarly stuff, and there's a lot here. At times, it almost feels like Spookies with all the weird creatures and effects. They are all great and were actually done by KNB while they were still early in their filmography. I believe this was their second movie that they officially worked on as a company. Nightwish reminds me a little bit of Popcorn from 1999, Bad Dreams from 88, and even a little bit of Colobos from 99. Just really solid flicks that look great and have a ton of great unrealized potential. In another world, in another time, with just a little bit more polish or maybe expertise behind the camera, writing or producing, these could be considered classics. While it's not a classic by any means, Nightwish should be remembered more fondly. This is an original film that is beautiful to look at and is interesting enough to hold your attention, even if there's going to be some parts that are going to leave you scratching your head. So check it out if it looks like your cup of tea. And that's all I have for tonight. So thank you so much for watching. Stay spooky, everyone.